Hello, Ryan here from Naughty by Nature Fiber Arts in Victoria, British Columbia. On this beautiful sunny spring day, I want to show you how to make a dryer ball. So what you're going to want to do is first measure out about 1.5 ounces of your favorite roving. In this case, I'm using this new blend from Ashford. They're calling their Melange blend. It's basically got like everything in it: silk, alpaca, mohair, merino, and Corriedale. So it's very beautiful. And what I find the easiest thing to do is start by making a knot, or even 2 knots, just to give yourself a bit of a solid core. And then just roll it into a ball. It does tend to sort of twist, so try to make sure it doesn't twist. And try to make the ball as round as possible. It's kind of tricky, but remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is technically called a dryer ball, what I'm making, but you know, it could be any kind of ball. It's fun for adults or kids or dogs to play with. Oldest toy in the world. So you see it's twisting, so I'm just making sure it's not too twisted. Trying not to rush for the video. So I've been making these guys for quite a few years. There's definitely lots of techniques out there for how to do it. A lot of what I have seen involve tying them into an old pair of stockings, but I prefer to try to avoid that step. I just don't like the tying and untying part. So what I find is you just get it into the best ball that you can, like so, and then using my needle felting punch, I'm going to just poke it for about a minute, just to get all those sides, especially on the seams, kind of starting to get amalgamated. So I'm just gonna poke and poke and poke, but you don't have to poke until it's solid, because we're going to be using this warm soapy water and using a process called wet felting to finish the dryer ball. Okay, so that's getting pretty close there. And if I didn't already say it, like, the tighter you can wind your original ball, the easier it's gonna be to do all the other stages. So that's about ready. Then it's gonna go into this mesh bag, and the mesh bag just keeps it all together, and then dunk it in the hot soapy water. And what I want to stress here is to just roll it with a very light pressure, because you're not trying to squish the ball. You just want to sort of form a skin on the outside of the ball. And I find the mesh actually helps create a little bit of abrasion there. So on we go, as fast as you want, but again, nice and light. Because if you squish it too hard, it just misshapes the ball and it doesn't work. Okay, so that's probably good for the first stage of felting. Here's what we got. And you can see it's forming together. Now I'm going to use my bubble wrap. I get it wet again. And this part's hard because my hands are slippery. But what I like to do is rub it with the bubble wrap in a circular motion all over. And again, that's just helping to amalgamate all those different layers from when we originally wound it. So I tend to do these things in a bit of a assembly line style. Like, I'll make a bunch of dry ones, and then I'll do stage 1 of the felting and then stage 2 of the felting. But whatever works for you. Depends if you're making 100 of them for sale or just 3 or 5 of them for your own use. So when this is done, and it's getting there now, we can squeeze it out, and it's about ready to go. I like to put it in my dryer with a couple other already finished dryer balls in there, and I find that just really finishes it off very nicely. So after you've wound it, you needle felt it and then wet felt it a fair bit. You can't really wet felt it too much, and then off it goes in the dryer, and I'll show you the results after it's done. Thanks for watching.